Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show.
Did you forget your line?
No. I wanted to see if...
This side of the Mississippi.
No, I was trying to hand it off to you.
You got to tell me you're going to do that.
Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one...
Pre- and post-game show.
And intermission. You know what? Hold on. We're re-racking it.
Oh, here we go.
We're not doing this.
Sam, we don't normally do this, Sam.
We are re-racking this. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of...
Albania.
No, we already had Albania. Try again.
Botswana.
Morocco. Great, yes. Welcome on into the show.
I was talking to somebody else out
We
there.
are delirious. We just did an hour-long show. Actually, we went into overtime. We did a little bit longer than an hour show.
Hour and 3 minutes.
For Snow the Goalie Radio, if you haven't checked it out yet, go download it to your podcast feed. What are you doing? Or pull it up over on YouTube or wherever you want to watch it or listen to it. We had Jim Jackson on. But it is the Press Row Show. The Flyers about to take on the Buffalo Sabres. But before we get there, there's a bit of reading here on the set. And over there, a man with a simply delightful mustache. And as a man who appreciates a good mustache.
Yeah,
Sam Carchidi, how you doing?
Good. Yammer Yager once came up to me in the Flyers locker room and pinched my mustache and he said, when I get older, I want to grow a porn mustache like you. So that was one of the highlights of that season. Yammer Yager, he was a beauty.
Oh, great. Sam, it's great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And we're going to talk a lot about what you see right here in front of me, your book that you just wrote with Chris Hare called Bullies.
Jeff Hare, right?
Or Jeff Hare, I'm
Sure.
sorry.
No problem.
And it's called Bullies, all about the Flyers 74-75 and championship teams. But there's more to it than that. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But I wanted to kind of get your take as a guy who's been a lifetime observer of this hockey team and been through the muck with them over the last decade where it's been kind of miserable with this hockey team.
Yeah.
And just kind of get your impressions of where they are right now. I know you're not here on a daily basis like you used to be when you were a beat writer, but you're staying kind of on top of it. You write occasional columns about them. You do little video things about them and podcast stuff about them every once in a while. What's your impression about them right now?
Yeah, I'm very impressed and surprised, I should say. And we talked a little bit off the air about Dan Vladar. I think he's been the biggest surprise. He's probably been the Flyers MVP. I know he had a clunker the last game against the Penguins, but, it's all about goaltending. Flyers have been to the Stanley Cup Finals, 7 times since they won their last cup, and they didn't win it because of goaltending. The last time, real well, was 2010, and
Michael Leighton.
Michael Leighton was terrific in the Cup semifinals. He had 3 shutouts, and then he was awful in the final. Niemi was bad, and Michael Leighton was worse. or the Flyers win the Cup, and that was the year they should have won the Cup because everything fell into place. So you fast forward now 15 years later, and goaltending was still a big question. When they signed Vladar, I was not optimistic. I looked at his past record, and I thought he was just a mediocre goalie. I thought Sam Ersson was a good backup, so I wasn't so sure he would fit in, but he's played beyond expectations, and they've gotten great production, from some of the trade acquisitions. Zegras has been tremendous, and, they have to fight through the injury to Forster, but, this team plays with a lot of heart, and I think as long as they do, they'll be in contention for a spot. I'm not saying they're going to win a playoff spot, but you have to like what you see, and Risto is coming back probably in 2 or 3 weeks, so that's a positive. But I think now with Forster out, they're going to have to win more games defensively. Even with Forster, he led the team with 10 goals, but even with that, I know going into the last game, they were 25th in the league in goals scored, even with Forster. So they're going to have to win games with tight defense and good goaltending, and we'll see what happens. But they're a fun team to watch. They really are, and you got to love watching them.
And that's the thing, Sam. I think that is different this year than most other years. And look, we don't know where they're going to end up eventually. And I do think that the Forster injury hurts them more than maybe a lot of people want to let on. But the reality is that the way that they play, they're at least interesting again, right? And they are fun to watch. It's a good group in the locker room. Like you can kind of get behind these guys, whereas in the past you kind of felt like I'm not even interested, or like, oh man, they're so difficult to watch and it's frustrating. And then you got the coach yelling all the time about whatever he was yelling about, like that. It was grating at times. Now they seem like they're fun, and that's important, right?
I agree, and they're playing much more relaxed under Rick Tocchet, so give him a lot of credit. And I think when John Tortorella was hired, I think a lot of us in the media scratched our heads because not the type of guy you want for a rebuild, and I think unintentionally put a lot of pressure on his players, and that showed on the ice. I think they're playing much more relaxed right now, but I agree. Forster's injury is going to be a step back, but I'm anxious to see, if Konecny steps up, if Tippett steps up, and a lot of other guys too. So it's going to be fun. I think some of these guys will step up, but as I said before, I think defense is going to be the key for this team. They have to hold the fort while Forster is out.
I just wanted to pop this back up. I know Andrew already put it up, but we got a super chat from Andrew Fawcett. Thank you, Fawcett. Appreciate that. It says, Sam, your next book should be Flyers Goaltending, a Mystery Story.
I like it. It's been a head scratcher. What are the odds that the very first player they drafted in the expansion draft in 1967, number one, Bernie Braun, would be the best goaltender in franchise history, 50-some years later?
I know, it's crazy.
It's amazing. And Doug Favell was picked number 2, and he was a pretty good goalie, too. Probably better than a lot of the goalies they've had during their 50-plus year history. But, we got spoiled too early, I think. And, they've had some tough circumstances, obviously, with Pelle Lindbergh and Carter Hart. And, we could go on and on. But he's right. That would make an interesting book. I mean,
and make it a mystery novel too, right? A completely mystery novel, right?
I like it.
I want to bring this up because this will kind of get us into your book a little bit. Mr. Bone 009 says displayable book cover. So that's a good.
It's catchy.
That's catchy, right? It's a catchy book cover that you got there. So before we talk about the book itself, I know that a lot goes into the making of a book. What goes into your book cover when you put a book together? I know you've written a few of them now. So what goes into that decision? How much are you involved in that call?
Actually, on most of the books I've done, I have not had much input. And I did a book years ago on Adam Talaferro, the football player from Penn State who was paralyzed and amazingly walked out of the hospital 3 months later. And I wanted it to be called Adam's Walk, and they ended up calling it Miracle in the Making. But on this one, I've done 6 books with Triumph, and they gave me, to their credit, they respected my decision, I guess. And I said, I don't want this to be a story just about the Broad Street Bullies. Most people in Philadelphia area know about the Bullies, but I want to give the feeling that this is a story about the guys now and what they feel about what happened 50 years ago, because this is not a book that rehashes what they did in the 74 finals against Boston or the 75 finals against Buffalo. This is behind the scene, what the players went through, their lives off the ice. And I thought the perfect photo to go with that was the 50th anniversary photo of all the players when they came back on the then Wells Fargo Center ice. So, we incorporated that and the picture of Bernie and Clarkie, and I'm very thankful that Triumph Books gave me that freedom to do that, and I think it hits. It kind of tells what this book is about. It's not about 74, 75. It's not about the roof blowing off the first year. Sure, some of those things are mentioned, but mentioned casually. But the real impetus of the book is the love affair between the Flyers fans and the Flyers and what these players went through. And I think it's really cool to look at their impressions of what they did 50 years later.
Yeah, and so let's talk a little bit. Go ahead.
Really quick, just on like the actual writing of the book. I know some people, especially if you're covering a team actively, you kind of have some of the general like skeleton of what the book would look like. You might even have a couple of the sections kind of fleshed out. What was the timeline on this one? Like, were you working on this over the last few years while also covering the team? Was this something like you kind of step away a bit and then you go, all right, now it's time to focus in on it? Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, that's a real good question, Russ. It was probably a 6-month thing, but actually this book started out as a TV series. Jeff Hare, who was from Roxborough originally, was a 9-year-old kid when the Flyers won the Cup. And Jeff and I were working on another project. He's a producer of and director of many Lifetime films. And he grew up in Roxborough, but has lived in L.A. because of his professional career for the last 30-plus years. And we were working on another movie project. And during that time, Jeff said to me, this would be great if we could somehow make a TV series out of that. So that was the first thought. We were going to make and we still are trying. And so Jeff, I was the main guy for the book. Jeff was the main guy for the script for the TV series. We have 2 episodes written. We have an outline for 8 episodes for 2 years, so 16 episodes. And we're shopping that around the TV studios. And as I said, the book and the TV series are more about the Flyers' lives off the ice and what they went through. And Rexy's is a big part of it. And all these things that, don't really have to do with hockey, but they have to do with their personalities. And it's very interesting, we think. And we did show it to Sylvester Stallone's company, Balboa Productions, and they had it for about 5 weeks. And after 2 weeks, they said, could you have 2 years written? Could you do 4 years? And we said, absolutely, because we have an outline. The book serves as an outline.
Yeah.
So we were, feeling pretty good. But then after 5 weeks, they deal with Amazon Prime. They sell most of their shows to Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime didn't feel it had enough international appeal. At least that's what they told us.
I'm trying to think of there haven't been that many team-specific things. The one that was most recent, there was one that was on FX around the Clippers, like a more recent one, and then there was the Showtime Lakers, right?
Winning Time.
Yeah, over on HBO, right?
Yeah. Well, HBO did do a Bullies documentary.
Right. This is not a documentary.
Back in the day, right?
Right.
Yeah,
about 12, 13 years ago. This is not a documentary. It's a scripted series with actors and actresses playing Bobby Clark, Ed Snyder, Lou Nolan. You can go on and on. Dave Schultz, and but
could be a very interesting premise, though, for sure.
And Winning Time, it's sort of like Winning Time, but not as negative. I don't know if you guys saw that. But Winning Time kind of crucified Jerry West.
He did. Yeah.
And ours wouldn't be like that. And we have permission from the NHL, and that's the first thing they asked us. Because
really?
The NHL said to us, this isn't going to be like Winning Time, is it? And we said, absolutely not. And ours is more positive. We don't sugarcoat anything, but it's more of a positive look, and we're excited about it. But in the meantime, we decided to try a book, and Triumph took a chance on us, and now the book is out first before the TV series, and we're still plugging away. I don't know if you know Susan Blanchard Ryan. Ron Ryan was
Open Water,
great actress. She's part of our Bullies team.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Ron Ryan, her dad was the Flyers president in the early 2000s.
Yeah, of course I remember Ron.
Yeah. Do national stories there? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. But great guy, Ron. And Susan's a wonderful person. And she's great because she knows the hockey side and she knows the TV and movie side.
Yeah.
And she kind of flushes everything out. So she's a big part of her.
So if you've ever seen the movie, Open Water, Russ?
No.
So there's a little nod to the Flyers in that. It's about 2 people who get stuck out in the boat.
Scuba diving.
They're scuba diving. The boat leaves without them, and they're stuck in the middle of the water.
Scuba dive.
And but in the opening scene, she's laying in bed and she's got Flyers magazine in bed with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a little nod.
Yeah, she's great.
She's great, and
she knows hockey like nobody else I've met. She's in a fantasy hockey leagues.
Yeah,
and she lives in New York City, and she still is an actress, but she does a lot of behind the scenes work. She enjoys that more than acting, because that I think was in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But if you get a chance, that's a great movie to look at. It was critically acclaimed. It was a really good movie.
Usually when you're wrapping up a book, there's some stuff that kind of ends up on the floor, right? Some stuff has to get cut for a myriad of reasons. Would you say that there's enough there that if you wanted to do a second book, you could?
Good question, but probably not. I think we have about 260 pages, and we put everything into it. We did a lot of editing. We had 1,000 pages of transcripts.
Wow.
From the interviews we did. We interviewed almost all the Flyers, and I can't say enough about those Flyers from that era and their wives or ex-wives and people behind the scenes, and they were just so forthcoming. We learned a lot of things that have never been out there. For instance, one of the players, I don't want to give too much away, revealed that he was molested when he was 12 years old. Didn't tell anybody until he was 70.
Wow.
And he lived with that the entire time. And there were a lot of things, like not as dramatic as that, but a lot of things we learned, from the owner to the players to, behind the scenes people that we did not know. And but like I said, we had 1,000 pages of transcripts, interviews, and we boiled that down. So I think it's 256 or 260 pages. We probably have enough, maybe for a couple more chapters, but we hope we put the best stuff that we had in there. But you're right, it took a lot of editing.
I can imagine.
Just so you know, Sam, people are already buying it. I mean, Rob Ski said he just ordered it on Amazon.
That's awesome.
It's on sale.
Oh, it's on sale. It started in October on Amazon, and Dave Schultz and I are going to do a book signing in Rexy's. Rexy's, of course, was their big hangout in West Collingswood, New Jersey. We're doing one Friday. I'll be there 4 to 8. Dave's going to join me from 6 to 8. And we're also doing one at the Wells Fargo Center next Thursday. It's Carter Hart and the Vegas Golden Knights are coming in that night. And who knows if Carter Hart will play. My guess is he doesn't. But before that game, Ginny Prant has been very graciously accepted to come and talk to the fans that come in about Bernie. And if you want to share stories about Bernie. So we'll be there we'll be at I still say Wells Fargo Center, but we'll be at Xfinity next Thursday before the game and during the intermissions. And we're going to donate a good portion of our proceeds towards the Ed Snyder Foundation.
That's great.
And education. So really looking forward to that.
That's awesome. So there's your pre-Christmas schedule for book signings. As you can see, all around the area. What I'm noticing, Sam, and I got to tell you, as a Delco guy, you don't have any signings in Delco where there's huge Flyers fans.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't Havertown in Delco? Or
where? You're at Carl's Cards.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't say Havertown.
Sam, you know what?
It doesn't say Havertown. That is
Sam,
Delco.
you know what you could do?
That is Delco.
If you want to spike his head into the desk right now and nobody can see, all right? The camera isn't on the stream. If everybody just hears a thump,
I don't want to do
just
that. He's been nice enough to have me on, so I don't want to do that.
I didn't know because it didn't say Havertown.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carl's Cards is in Havertown. That is correct.
Okay, but yeah, we'll probably do other ones in Delco because I know Delco and South Jersey are the hotbeds for the Flyers.
100%. 100%.
There's another order.
There's another order. You just got another order.
Wow.
There you go.
I'll tell
Mr.
you what,
Bone.
we just, that's what we do here on the Press Row Show.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. So who was, without having to, I know you don't want to give much away from the book, but who really surprised you with how open they were in talking about their life and basically that time, that era? Like, was there anybody you were like, wow, I wasn't expecting to get that much great detail from this particular player?
Yeah, I would say Billy Clement. And Billy, of course, was in the media. He's a Hall of Fame media person. So I guess I'm not that surprised. But the detail he went into on some of the stuff that went on at Rexy's, at hotels. I don't want to give up too much stuff away, but Billy was tremendous, no holds barred. That Billy is happily married now and a great guy. I wanted to get that in there in case Bill's watching. Love you, Bill. But he told a story about Rexy's. I don't know if we have enough time, but
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he said he was called up as an extra. I think he was like 20, 21. He hadn't played for the Flyers yet.
Yeah.
And somebody told him, go sit at Rexy's. Go to Rexy's. It's a Flyer hangout. So he went there. He didn't really know anybody. He sat on one side of the bar, and he said he looks at the other side. And I don't know if you remember Tim Rosevich. Tim Rosevich was a crazy Philadelphia Eagle who ate glass, ate fire, and he had a big afro. And he comes in with a beautiful girl on his arm. They sit down on the other side. And Bill had no idea who this guy was. And he asked somebody next to him. He befriended these people on the other side of the bar. They said, that's Tim Rosevich. He's the crazy linebacker on the Eagles and a good linebacker. And he said before too long, the woman that was with him on the other side is kind of flirting with Bill, and he's talking and not really paying attention. And then the girl walks on the other side of the bar and starts talking to Bill, and Bill's a little uncomfortable. And then he said, "We got in a lip lock." And again, Bill's not married. He's like 20 years old, and he said, whoa, Tim Rosovich is probably 6'4", 290 pounds or whatever. Bill's, not that he's scrawny, but he's scrawny compared to Rosovich. And she said, whoa, your buddy over there, he's giving me the eyes. And she said, don't worry about him. So she goes on the other side, and they have an animated discussion. And after 5 minutes, Tim Rosovich leaves the bar by himself. And I said, she came back over to Billy Clement, and I said, what did she say to him? He said, to this day, I have no idea, and I don't care. So, stories like that, and that's just a sample of
that's great.
The openness and the color. And but those guys, I can't say enough. I mean, they really poured their hearts out, and it was awesome.
Pretty safe to say that those teams, if it had been a social media age,
it wouldn't have played too well.
It'd been a whole different world.
Yeah.
It'd been a whole different world.
In fact, we kidded about that with them, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, Fawcett just said he can't wait to read it. His weekend is going to be occupied. Sam, I can't wait to read it. You sent me a copy graciously. It's actually it's sitting in my office. I got it a few days ago, and I read the foreword. That's the most I had. The most time I had yet.
Dave Schultz.
I read Dave Schultz forward, which was great.
SanFilippo, so busy.
But I will absolutely be reading this. Once the Flyers are back on the road again, and I have time sitting at home, I will be diving in because it's some great stories that I want to read.
And I should say, Dave poured his heart out in this book, and so thankful to him and all the guys. From Bob Kelly, Bobby Clark. I could go on and on, but. They really showed warts and all, and I think we did them justice. They were great guys. They were down-to-earth guys that you wanted to sit with at a bar and talk with, and they're still like that, which is great to see.
That's awesome. So obviously you can get it on Amazon. I'm sure it's in all the bookstores as well.
Yeah, it's Barnes & Noble and these book signings, and Amazon. That's correct.
Yeah, awesome. Check it out. Bullies by Sam Carchidi and Jeff Hare. Sam, like I said, I can't wait to read it. And best of luck with whatever else is coming. I hope the TV show gets picked up. I know there's some other projects that you're working on that are Flyers related that could be exciting as well. So
I appreciate
I'm looking forward to it, my friend.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Sam Carchidi. Check it out, guys. Get this book wherever you go. Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Sam.
Appreciate it. Enough.
Yeah. All right. So, and we've done a lot of. It's just been a lot of hockey talk tonight. Intern, I know that you've got a lot of stuff going on. Before we get into the hockey talk, as we get to Sam. Intern, I don't know if you saw this or not. Penn State made a coaching hire.
Yeah, who's that?
Just kidding.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. It's even funnier in person.
So
Bundy's giving it to me in print also.
I think Sam's going to give you some grief now.
Why? What?
I missed it. I didn't have my earphones.
Oh, so intern Andrew is a Penn State alum, and Russ said to him, "Hey, guess what? Breaking news: Penn State just made a hire." And Andrew said, "Who was it?" And Russ went, "Just kidding."
Well, my heart's in Penn State, so I spent a lot of time up there, and we did an Adam Talaferro book. I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I was.
Story.
Yeah. As soon as you said the name, I knew who you were talking about. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was an absolute
amazing
story. Yeah.
A guy too.
You guys tried to poach the Mormon guy from the Mormon school, thinking it was going to work. And who would have seen the Crumble Cookie guy, the Crumble Cookie CEO, steps in and says, "I'm going to get off the sidelines." You can't get the Mormon out of the Mormon school.
So I don't know if this is true.
Are you now no longer going to support Crumble Cookie? Let's ask that first of all. Did you know there's a Crumble Cookie location in State College?
No, I've never heard of it before this.
Get out of town.
You've never heard of Crumble Cookies?
No.
You don't remember?
You've never heard of Crumble
Years
Cookies?
ago, Tobias Harris said Sixers fans would trade him for a Crumble Cookie. And we're like, yeah, you're damn right we would trade Tobias Harris for a Crumble Cookie.
More of an Oreo man?
More of an...
Oh.
All right, look this way, guys.
I think I'm going to get rid of him. There we go.
All right.
Good stuff, Sam.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks again.
Thanks, Sam.
Take care.
So, They haven't hired a coach yet.
No, I know.
And it seems like everybody that they had targeted is just off the board.
Pretty much.
Is there like a hope? Is there hope for anybody?
I guess the hope would then just be hire the interim, Terry Smith. So
but you weren't sold on that.
I wasn't, but at this point.
Could you roll with Terry Smith for a year and then next year when other coaches become available, try again?
Yeah, but I don't know that they would do that to him. So I don't know if you saw it, but one of their better linebackers, Tony Rojas, has made a couple of tweets basically saying, like, we want him. Like, the world will be happy if you just hire Terry Smith. So, like, it's coming from the locker room directly. So at this point, I think you got to do it. Now, the issue with that
college kids are dumb.
The issue with that is you're telling your own guy, we tried to get like 20 other people before you, but hey, here's the job. Have fun.
Landros, too, by the way, is right. I threw this idea out. They should hire John Gruden.
Thought about that also.
Back up the Brinks truck. Get John Gruden to Happy Valley. That would be hilarious.
Thought about that also.
I'm telling you, man.
And I will replace him on the Barstool Pro Football Show if that's needed.
All right, get off.
All
Goodbye.
right, see ya.
Goodbye. This guy. Jeez. Shamelessly plugging.
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay, so I guess we have to talk about the hockey game tonight.
Especially since Barstool loves us so much.
Well, I mean, they never sent the link. I don't dislike Barstool, but they never sent the link.
Yeah,
And also recklessly speculated on your team, your town, your Philadelphia Flyers a few times, but, you know, they don't like being held accountable there. But, you know, send the link. Anyway, I guess let's get into it, Anthony. We had Jim Jackson on over on Snow the Goalie Radio earlier tonight. Again, you can find that on YouTube, Facebook, X, and in your podcast feed now. It is live. JJ said, in essence, usually you look at Buffalo on the schedule and you say, it's an easy win, it's a joke. But this Buffalo team might not be that simple. They are a team that that has talented players. Maybe they haven't been able to put it together for a decade plus, but they do have some talent, and you can't look past them tonight. Your thoughts?
No,
By the way, Sam Ersson and net.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with JJ on that. I think that the Sabres have been sneaky better than their record indicates, and I think what JJ said was most prescient was you cannot get off to a slow start tonight. Like, you got to come off that game against Pittsburgh, which was arguably your worst game of the season. I think it was their worst game. People could argue the Winnipeg game in October. People could argue the Tampa game in Tampa last week where they were just sleepwalking the entire game. Whatever, but it's certainly one of the top three. I think Monday was the worst. You can't come off of that and have another bad start. As JJ also pointed out, though, Flyers have the best record in the NHL coming off of a loss.
7-1-2?
7-1-2 after a loss. So,
is that your stat of the night? No.
Oh, we didn't take the stat of the night away.
Let's see if we can take a stat of the night. Let's see if we can figure it out ahead of time. Make him scramble.
Yeah, no. 7-1-2 coming off of a loss. So that says a little bit of something about how they're being coached this year. Whereas in the past, I felt like it was, we're going to continue to hammer you to play a certain way, and we don't care if we lose 10 games in a row, you're going to play the way we want or else. Versus this is, okay, look, what did you guys do wrong that game, and let's fix that. And let's change that so that we're playing a better brand of hockey.
Yeah.
And so that is, in essence, why this has worked so far this year. Now, I'm conflicted, Russ.
Why?
Because I do think the Forster injury is going to be tough to overcome. I think Tyson Forster was their most important forward.
Oh, boy.
This season. Like, I all around. He was their best goal-scoring forward, obviously. He led the team in goals. But he's a 200-foot player, plays really smart defense. He's always in the right position. It's why that line was good. Him and Cates were a good combination together, whether it was with Bobby Brink or whether it was with Konechny those last few games. It has always been a solid line, and it's because of Tyson Forster. And I don't think that that's easily replaceable. He also kills penalties. He's on your top power play unit.
Yep.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take for guys to overcome, especially since they don't have that kind of depth right now in the organization. So, to me, that's the thing that I sit there and go, I'm probably picking the Flyers tonight, but I think it's going to be a tough game.
Well, the problem is, and we talked about this over on Snow the Goalie Radio, but you lost to the Pens. You really can't afford to lose tonight because that Colorado game staring you down on Sunday.
That's a guaranteed
is
loss.
also rough. And if that happens and you start the 6-game homestand with 3 losses, that's beyond bad, very bad. Really quickly, I just went over. Charlie O'Connor has the lineup for tonight. Zegras, Dvorak, Konechny.
Yep.
Verbanken, Cates, and Brink.
Yep.
Michkov, Couturier, Tippett.
Yep.
Blech. And Delorier, Abels, and Hathaway.
Yep. Well, who do you want? You wanted Carl Grundstrom in the lineup?
That'd be fine.
Are you like that? Like
that'd be fine.
I still don't get your whole fourth line thing. I just don't. Like you make such an issue out of the fourth line. It's like it's yes, you want the fourth line to be.
Do you remember Patches O'Houlihan?
But it's not that big
Patches
of a deal.
O'Houlihan from Dodgeball?
Yeah.
Remember what one of his iconic lines were? I get better runs in my shorts. That's what I think of when I see that fourth line. That's not an inspiring fourth line at all. I mean, Bundy even said on Monday night.
I agree that they can do something better, but it's not the end of the world.
When talking about the way that, Delorier, the way that they kind of feel like they have to have him in there and make everybody feel safe and all that lovely stuff. And Bundy even said, like, the league is really getting away from that kind of thing. Again, I don't expect the Flyers to call up Barkey and Bump and have them on the fourth line. I don't expect that. I'm just looking at it going, bleh. It's not an inspiring fourth line. Delorier can't play. Hathaway hasn't been able to do jack diddly from a productive standpoint outside of the penalty kill.
He's been their worst player.
Which, by the way, the penalty kill was penalty dead on Monday. And then you have Abels. Abels is fine. He didn't really bother me, but he's not a needle mover.
Yeah. Bundy's hopping in now.
Hey there, Bundissimo. You have your keys to the game. We're talking about the fact that the Flyers have a fourth line tonight of Delorier, Abels, and Hathaway.
Yeah.
Verbanken on the second line, apparently, or what?
Third.
I would call that the third line.
That's the third line.
Cates and Brink.
Yeah, that's the third line.
Bundy, you have those keys at the ready?
Yeah,
the Flyers did not follow your keys the other night.
No, they were all spot on too, and they didn't. That's what cost them. All right, tonight both special teams, PK and PP. On the power play, the Flyers went 1 for 7 against the Penguins. Most notably, they had back-to-back 5-on-3 opportunities where Tyson Forster scored on the front end of that. The rest went for naught. Meanwhile, the penalty kill yielded 3 goals on 4 opportunities. Simply put, it has to be better tonight. You can't have special teams like that and expect to win games. Number 2, puck management. The Flyers had 27 turnovers the other night against Pittsburgh. 20 were the Flyers' own giveaways. The other 7 were takeaways by the Penguins. It's hard to win that many games, win a game with that many turnovers in it. And the last one is shot chance and suppression. Flyers have improved in these areas for the season on the whole against the Penguins. The problem wasn't so much about shot volume allowed, 27 overall, but about the quality of those shots. Per natural stat trick, the Flyers yielded 28 legitimate scoring chances across all game situations. On Monday, team defense and goalie play, namely rebound control, shared the blame. Again, it'll have to all be better tonight in this one for the Flyers to knock Buffalo off, who's playing well right now.
So I'll go first. I don't think it's going to be a good game for the Flyers. I am worried about the loss of Forster, Eriksson in net, whatever. I wanted to go 5-2 Sabres, but I'm going to give the Flyers a little bit of credit that maybe they bounce back a wee bit. I think it's going to be Sabres 4-2.
Wow. Buffalo is favored in this game tonight. The Flyers were, I don't pay a lot of attention to it, but I saw it because I got some of my notes on it. Flyers opened as a minus 130 favorite. Now Buffalo's minus 130, which to me is unbelievably strange.
Yeah,
it makes no sense at all. So you're going 4-2 Buffalo?
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Flyers absolutely have to rebound here tonight with Colorado walking in here on Sunday, because that, who knows how that's going to go. I'm going to go tonight 4-2 Flyers.
Okay. Ant?
I got Flyers 4-3. I think this is a tight game. And as a matter of fact, since it's Sam Ersson, it'll go shootout.
Intern?
3-2 Flyers.
It might.
3-2 Flyers. All right, so I'm the only one on Sabres Island. Okay.
Yeah.
We will see. We'll be back first intermission, second intermission, and postgame. Don't forget, we just dropped a new Snow the Goalie radio on your podcast feed, YouTube, and everywhere else, so go check that out during the game. We'll talk to each and every one of you in the intermissions and postgame here on the Press Row Show. the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame intermission postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of
Albania.
Morocco. He said Albania before, but we said Albania the other day. Anyway, Flyers went down 1-0. One person on the panel was happy because he picked the Sabres, and then the Flyers went on to score 3 goals in 59 seconds. This team likes to score in bunches, do they not?
They do. 3 goals in, as you said, 59 seconds. The power play worked well. They got 2 power play goals in that sequence. Buffalo's a mess.
Yeah.
Like, I know they played well last game and they went into Minnesota and won, but I've never seen them play a good game. Like, this is a game the Flyers should win this thing the way that Buffalo's playing right now, like 7-2. I mean, it's just the Flyers are doing what they want on the ice against them, and it was a great first period for Philadelphia.
Anthony, what are you doing?
I was looking something up.
What
Sorry.
are you looking up? You got
Nothing exciting. Nothing to tell you about.
this guy. Any trade rumors out there?
No.
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 So, goals scored in that period. Bobbert Brink, the man who once gave intern Andrew a nice handshake, pounds home a rebound. You get a Trevor Zegras goal. And you get
A fortunate one.
and a Travis Konechny goal.
Yes, the Konechny goal was
screen,
nice.
double screen.
Yeah, double screen. I can't believe Buffalo called the goalie interference on that.
Neither could I.
What were they doing? I mean, that cost them the period.
It did, because it gave the Flyers another power
Yeah.
play and another goal, right? I mean, that's really what happened. And I don't know, man. Whoever their video replay guy is, like, I didn't think it was all that close, Bundy,
It wasn't close at all.
to goalie interference.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, Tippett crawled around the edge of the blue. He didn't touch the goalie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they saw, what they were looking at on the iPad on the bench or anything like that. Like, I don't know if that's Lindy Ruff that got over exuberant, or if their video guy sent a message to say,
You purposely, I mean,
Yeah.
That might have been
put,
Lindy. It was certainly a rough decision.
Yeah.
you put your team in a situation to go fall behind the scoreboard.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah, it wasn't. It really wasn't. Oh, the Zegras goal was very fortunate.
Yeah.
It was making a pass, and it hit a player and kicked into the net. So that one was lucky. But yeah, the Brink goal. You know what, Bundy? We were talking about. Even on the penalty to Abels, right before that entire shift, they kept going into the middle of the ice to shoot the puck.
Yeah.
And we took note of that. It's like they're getting to the middle of the ice.
Yep.
And they got a lot of shots from the middle of the ice tonight, and that's what Tockett's been preaching. And tonight was the game it's been most notable of late, for sure. So I think that's something that they could probably, hang their hat on a little bit, like, oh, wow, maybe what the coaches are telling us is right. Let's get to this area, and maybe we'll get better chances to score goals.
Yeah, I mean, and they've done a great play. Gurbankin, too, made a beautiful play into the middle of the ice on that goal by Bobby Brink.
Yeah.
Made a beautiful play, and then they ended up getting a shot and a rebound goal. That was really, really well played by the Flyers. Yeah, they had a good first period. I mean, I'd say the only thing I'd tell either team is stay out of the penalty box, because it's not helping anybody.
Yeah.
The Flyers gave up another one, the power play goal by Buffalo to start the game.
It was so. First of all, I thought it was a bad penalty by Mishkov. Although I thought he had a good period other than that. So I don't want it to sound like I'm criticizing the guy, but it was a bad penalty in that moment. The goal was weird, Bundy. So I forget who it was that made the pass for Buffalo, but he goes around behind that on one side, and Zamula follows him, and Drysdale's staying on the far post. So the player then takes one stride to the middle of the net, and then Drysdale goes behind it. So both defensemen are behind the net on a shorthanded situation.
Yeah,
and left the front of the net wide open
for Zucker.
Zucker to score the goal.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, you can't do that, right? I mean, both defensemen cannot abandon the front of the net.
No, not in that situation, because they were looking to set up low, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So one of those two guys screws up. I think more Drysdale than Zamula, but I think that was definitely on the defenseman there.
The comments are full of thoughts about a certain player who we're going to get to in a little bit. But before we do, it's the first intermission, and you know what happens during the first intermission.
Sure.
We go on out and we bring a guy onto the show that the people love. They love this guy. They love him so much. Intern Andrew for the Intern Andrew stat of the night.
Yes.
What happened to you? What did you drop?
I forgot to plug in my computer, and my battery's about to go, so I need to plug in my computer.
Are you going to crawl under the table?
No, I'm going to plug it into Bundy's little thing over here.
Okay.
He's going to plug it into Bundy's little thing.
Yeah, go for it.
See where his mind goes? I did
That
not.
was him.
I'm referencing this thing on the table over here.
What a sick group of people I'm working with.
Intern, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I know.
Let your mind wander like that.
Sick.
These are respectable gentlemen.
Father,
one of them
father
is.
of children, leader
Yeah.
of men.
Yeah. Speaking of leader of men, Bundy, did you see that the Penn State Nittany Lions hired a coach?
Oh my God. Did they?
No. All right.
They signed a guy today.
I said to him
Signed
pregame.
You know what?
They signed
I know
two?
I know we're not talking football. I'm just going to bring it up really quick. Villanova, my son's team, pounded Harvard 52-7 last week, right?
Yes.
Harvard has a better recruiting class going in than Penn State.
I think Villanova should demand a rematch next year then. They would win.
Intern, stat of the night.
Okay, so the irony is that my Sabres stat coming into tonight was their last game Monday. The first period, Zucker and Bowen Byram scored 2 goals in 15 seconds. Sabres are the only team in the NHL that have scored 2 goals in 15 seconds or less twice this season. And I really thought that the Flyers would have matched that, but unfortunately the Zegras and Brink goal, they were 21 seconds apart. So the Flyers have still only done it once. They didn't get it in 15 or less. With that said, however, this is now the second time in Flyers team history that they've scored 3 in under a minute twice in the same season. The first time, you got to go back to 1984, and ironically, they did it 11 days apart. March 11th and then March 22nd. They scored 3 and 48 and then 3 and 40, respectively.
That's good.
Wow. That's good
That's
stat.
a really good stat.
You know what I'm noticing right now?
What?
Danny Briere is on the TNT broadcast right now, talking to the
There he is.
the studio guys, and I'm thinking to myself, he was just on with us.
He just went from snow to goalie to TNT.
He went from snow to goalie to TNT. Yeah,
Oh, there's Biz.
yeah.
You think Biz will send the link?
I don't think he knows how.
Yeah.
That's what the problem was, right? Oh man. Anyway,
You know what Danny's saying right now? He's gone, well, I went on this show the other night, and I was talking about the health of our team. And Biz goes, oh, what show is that?
yeah,
And then he
That
goes,
silly podcast.
yeah.
and then that was it.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
so, yeah. Anyway,
By the way, not for nothing, but that first goal in the flurry, Konechny, put him ahead of Wayne Simmons for 15th on the Flyers' all-time goal list.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if that 3 in under a minute didn't happen, that would have been my stat.
Okay.
Yeah, but the
How
other one
about
was
that?
more interesting.
I wouldn't have thought of that he's top 15 in goals in this franchise's
He's
history.
been here a while.
He's been here a long time.
Yeah, but it's just like I wouldn't have put that. I would have if you asked me today, where does he rank in goals in franchise history, especially since there was an era where goal scoring was far crazier than it is now.
Yeah.
I would have probably put him like, I don't know, mid-20s. Is probably what I would have guessed if you would have asked me. So for him to be 15, that's a little bit of a surprise.
I liked this as a question, by the way. Let's vamp on this for a second. This is a good question. Simmons better than Konechny? Question mark.
Yes.
2-minute debate.
Yes.
I think so. He brings a total element to his game.
Yeah.
You know, he's able to kind of push people back off him, give himself more space than Konechny did.
Good net front presence as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say Simmons.
Yeah. The thing of it is that
Wayne Simmons has been on the show. I believe that the interview is on the Snow the Goalie channel.
Yeah, it is.
I think
The one thing I will say is it's hard to compare two completely different style players. But on the whole, who was a better player overall, I would still pick Wayne Simmons. But it's kind of hard because they don't play the same style of game.
Simmons was also a guy that, if you remember, like we kind of knew at the end of his tenure that he'd kind of slowed down, right? Like
He fell off a cliff. Like when he was done, he was done.
and he wasn't the same guy when he left Philly as a lot of those better years. But man, when he was dealt, I think everybody kind of expected it was coming. But there was just something about how that locker room changed when he was out. Like when he was dealt.
Yeah.
That you couldn't really measure. And the fan base as a whole.
You were at his last game, weren't you?
I was.
I wasn't.
That was the Stadium Series game.
Yeah, against the Penguins.
I'll pull back the curtain on this, though. I don't know how often this happens. You would know. But everybody who was in the locker room, media-wise, knew that was probably it. After the scrum ended around him, every member of the media went up, shook his hand, and wished him well.
Yeah.
I don't know how often that – like, I don't remember being around many of those kind of moments, but it really was. I mean, it was that moment because I think everybody expected by the end of that game, you might not see him again for another practice until he came back with another team. That was a real show of respect, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that certain guys get that, right, Bundy? Like, I mean,
Well, he was such a good guy here, right?
Yeah.
Like, off the ice as well as, a good player on the ice. So, I mean, it's pretty easy. I love Simmer. He was my favorite guy when I broadcasted.
You were between the benches with him,
between
right?
the benches,
Yeah.
but when we also, I might have done radio for a year or two when he was here, but when I needed a guy for TV, no matter what the situation, Wayne Simmons was always there for me.
Yeah.
And I can't thank him enough. I'll never be able to thank him enough for those moments for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like a new broadcaster, was just doing it, and I felt so comfortable talking to Wayne and always getting an honest answer from him. It was so easy for me just to pluck him off the bench.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Just an awesome dude.
Bundy, we had a question that came in over here. Let me see if I could find it real quick. No. I'll see if I can find it again. Oh, here we go. If Hitch were interviewing Danny Briere right now, what would he ask?
If what?
If Hitch were talking to Danny Briere right now, if he were interviewing Danny Briere, what question do you think Hitch would ask Danny Briere?
I have no idea, Russ. I don't know the answer to that question. If someone wants me to do a Hitch game, I don't know what he'd ask him. I have no idea. So, I'm not doing a Hitch impersonation just to satisfy you, so forget it.
Good for you.
You'll get it when you get it.
I love it. I love feisty Bundy. It's my favorite Bundy. It's feisty Bundy.
All right, what's next? I'll tell you what.
What's
Been hearing
that?
a little bit over the last 3 or 4 hours. The NHL has a mess on their hands with Milan Cortina in the rink. It's a disaster.
I guess we can rehash it here. Yeah.
It's not even, dude, I'm telling you right now, it's worse than they ever expected, and it's only starting to get wheels right now. It's getting more wheels than it needs.
It's crazy. And we were saying,
I'm looking to bring up the latest report. Holy smokes! All right, hold on. That can't. Yeah, okay, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm looking to see.
I'm not
the
sure.
Most recent thing was the Frank Saravalli report. Do you want me to play it real quick? We'll be able to hear it.
If you want.
Yeah, I'll bring up the Saravalli clip. So he was the one I think that actually broke the most recent bit of news about it. Saravalli was over on his show, and
I think that's on Victory Plus, right?
I think so. And it sounded. I mean, it sounds really, really bad. All right, let's see if we can get this pulled up and over here. All right.
No, the other way.
Now we'll just go here.
Yeah.
Rumblings that this arena that is supposed to host the Olympics in Milan is not only not on track, but some really concerning updates have emanated from Milan in the last few days. First off, the Milan organizing committee saying that there is no plan B, that there's no other place to host these games, that they're not looking to move the game somewhere else. And that part has certainly raised a red flag, because I know the NHL has done their best to stay out of it, knowing that this is an IOC-controlled event. And two, that not only may the arena not be finished, and as recently as Halloween, there was no roof on the building, which is alarming, but that Pete DeBoer, part of the Team Canada coaching staff, shared earlier this week that the arena in Milan may be smaller. So we knew that it wasn't going to be Olympic size, but it was supposed to be built to NHL standards. Now, apparently, the rink that's being constructed is going to be even smaller than NHL standards by 3 or 4 feet. And it might not sound like much, but for a rink that's already feels like it's jammed with some huge bodies on a night-to-night basis, if you're not to now make it 195 by 85, just for theoretical sake, or even if it's on the width side, it's even worse. It drastically changes the game.
So Bundy, let's actually go there. I mean,
what a Bush League operation.
I can't
that is the most
that
Bush League thing I've ever heard. This is the Olympics.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Would the Olympics have screwed up an Olympic soccer field?
No.
Of course not.
No.
But let's go mess up the NHL and the Olympic Games coming in for hockey. There's no roof on the building. The rink is 3 or 4 feet smaller than a regular NHL rink. What a clown show all around.
When was Milan awarded the Olympics?
I'm looking that up right now.
I mean,
because
it's
that
a
to me is where this is most egregious. Like, you've had years, to get this right.
Yes,
years.
2019.
You've had 6 almost 7
Oh,
years
my God.
to get this
June
right.
24th of 2019.
6.5 years to get this right.
Yep.
And we're finding out
2 months
2
before?
months beforehand that you're not.
They don't have a roof.
Got it screwed up.
Hey, if you need anybody to help put the roof on, give me a call. I'll be over there in an hour.
Like, come on. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Let's get a shoebox litter, a few thousand of them. We'll strap it on the top of the roof. Bunch of ass clowns. Jesus.
Oh my goodness! Like, that's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable to me. You know, and I look. I know that you're going to sit there. That they'll probably sit there and go, "Oh well, we were waylaid by COVID for a year and a half or whatever the hell it was."
They probably
2 years.
still have COVID over in Europe. They probably haven't forgotten it's ended yet.
You're right. Okay, so I'm just saying, like, I get the delay, but it should not take more than a couple years to build an arena. Like, it should not. So the fact that they're there, that they're in this spot now, and it's just coming out, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely.
We're going to
ridiculous.
find out the roof is made of peat moss come some February. They're going to sod the roof. What a joke. I can't believe this. I heard that. I was literally stunned. As someone who played in the Olympics, first of all, the Olympic Games are supposed to have an Olympic-size ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Yeah.
So they're turning this into the old odd in Buffalo.
Here's the thing: how can you not have a plan B? Weren't the Olympics in Torino
Yeah,
like
they were.
15 years ago, or
They were,
whatever
yeah.
it was?
Yeah.
Like, you mean to tell me you can't let them just move it to Turin
I don't know.
and play in that arena? They
Right.
played. They played there.
They played there before, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
The Olympics,
like,
yeah.
how can you not have a plan B?
Yeah.
You've held the Olympics in this country in this century.
Yep.
Like, why not just go there? I don't know.
All right, so I'm looking this up. I mean, that place is still open. It has space for about 14,000, the Inalpi Arena.
Yeah.
Palasport Olimpico. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason they couldn't use it.
I mean, look, I know you're not in the Olympic Village and things like that, but in soccer, when they do soccer in the Olympics, they do them in multiple cities.
Yes.
They don't do it all in one city. They use multiple cities in the host country. So,
Yeah.
why not? If you can't have this building built in Milan in time, go to Turin.
Unless they're using Turin as a concert venue, and it'd be the same argument as if you were trying to do it here.
I don't know.
You watch, they're going to move it. I'm telling you, it ain't going to happen
It just
there.
seems totally inconceivable. You know who will host it? Hey, here's an idea. You know who could host it? Russia.
Oh,
We'll be back. Second intermission and post game here on the Press Row Show. Welcome to the Press Row Show, the number one radio pregame, intermission, postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Morocco. All right. Eventually he'll get it, maybe by postgame. Who knows?
I just don't want to play your game without warning. I don't like playing the game without warning.
Nobody wants to play games.
Well, Flyers want to play a game.
The Flyers do want to play a game. They're up 5-2 through how many periods? Is this the 7th period that they just played through?
Feels like it.
Holy crap. I know it's a later start. Like, I get it. I know that we went and did another show before this show, but this feels like a very late night and a very long game.
I do want to bring up something Rob South just said, because Bundy and I are in agreement with Rob South. Was that really worth a game misconduct?
Absolutely not. Should have been a 2-minute boarding call, and that's it.
I agree. Flyers, you'll take it, right? You take a 5-minute major, right? You take that 5-minute power play and take the best player on the other team off the ice for the remainder of the game. You take it every day and twice on Sunday. The hit looked worse in real time, right, Russ? Like, it looked bad in real time.
Because it was right in the corner,
in front of us.
It was it was a jarring hit.
Yeah.
The board shook like it. It felt like, uh-oh.
It looked worse
bad,
in real
Bad.
time. But when you watch the replay, you're like,
it's not a great.
Yeah.
The way that he went into the boards wasn't great.
What they're going to do for the whole player safety thing. If you push a guy in his back when you see his numbers, they're going to give you the major. That's really what it comes down to. But it's not like he two-hand shoved the cross-check forward like way out in front of him. He just kind of, as Bundy said, rubbed him out in the corner.
Yeah, that's not a game misconduct. I mean, you just took the best player off the ice on both teams, most likely, for rubbing a guy out in the corner.
Yeah.
Ryan A. Over on YouTube says, Bush apparently said on the broadcast they wanted to get Therien out so the game didn't get out of control with fights and scrums.
I disagree with that completely. He's a goalie. I totally disagree with that comment.
He's a goalie.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I don't agree with it either.
No,
I don't agree with it either.
That wasn't going to lead to anything. A guy ultimately, when a guy goes through a guy's numbers from behind, and you know the difference between getting rubbed out and actually getting run from behind.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, Trevor Zegras got up, and he's right back out there. Like, there's a face-off, and 5 seconds later, he's on the ice.
Usually, if you get a 5-minute major, the guy's incapacitated. He can't move, or he's out of the game with a concussion. That was like nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, but he doesn't. Therien is the best player on both teams.
Well,
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Here's a question: Who's in the press box tonight from the Flyers? Who's the
Carl Grundstrom?
Carl Grundstrom.
Is he the only one?
Yeah.
And
Juleson, the other
is
defenseman.
Forster in the building tonight? See, I have this idea.
I don't know.
What
if
if
he is.
Grundstrom and Juleson, and if Forster's around? What if those guys just happen to go down to the locker room, find Therien, and say, "Hey, man, maybe you could be our teammate someday. So why don't we go take you for a nice cheesesteak? Take you out on the town a little bit, you know?" Listen, we talked about this over on the radio earlier. Therien is a guy who very likely could get moved. Like there's
some people don't like me calling the best player on the ice.
He's the best player on the ice.
He's the best player on the ice
for both teams.
Yeah.
There's no comparison.
Yeah.
He's a number one defenseman in the NHL.
He's just stuck in
He's
Buffalo
just
hell.
on a bad team.
It is wild. Okay, now a moment here away from this game, but Therien and we've been talking about Quinn Hughes now for a couple weeks. We always say that like those guys don't become available. There is a non-zero chance that this season we will see two true number one defensemen get moved from their respective teams.
Yeah.
When's the last time that happened?
That doesn't happen very often.
Doesn't happen, but it's possible.
Yeah. Pretty wild stuff.
On the whole, like I thought that the first half of the period was not good for the Flyers. I thought that they got lazy.
Yeah, after they made it 4-1, they got kind of sloppy after that. Buffalo had taken over the shots on goal.
Yes.
About halfway through the period, and the Flyers got that power play and got the shots back. But, you can't take your foot off the pedal. I mean, right now, it's hard sometimes when you're up 3 goals in the beginning of the second period. But, I think the Flyers have played a pretty good game with a couple little bit of lulls inside it.
I think now is probably a good time for us to go to a popular segment here on the second intermission show before we get back into tonight's game. That, of course, is Trivia Time with intern Andrew. Now, I was looking over to see if Mike the organist was there, and he's not. I was going to have him play along, and he's not here, so he can't play us a fine tune. So, guys, that means we have to get our own instruments ready.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Sure.
1, 2, skiddly diddly do. All right.
I think I did like the Muppet Show music there.
Subconsciously? Or?
I caught it at the end. I was like, oh, I think I was doing the Muppet Show.
That's going to get us taken off of YouTube.
Thanks for that, Ant.
Yeah, sorry.
So before I start, back in pregame, GJG left this comment. Bookmark this. The answer to the question will be Billy Lano. I'm not going to lie. That thought occurred to me this morning when I was brainstorming the question. I thought about asking it, but correctly, I predicted that would have been too easy. So I had to brainstorm something a little bit more difficult. So how about this? With the 24th overall pick in the 1996 draft, the Phoenix Coyotes selected a young 18-year-old center named Daniel Briere.
Yeah.
Played for the Coyotes, just played about 250 games for the Coyotes over the course of 6 seasons before the 2003 deadline. He was dealt to the Buffalo Sabres. He was sent to Buffalo with a third-round 2004 pick, and the Sabres sent back a fourth-round 2004 pick. And which player?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
to the Coyotes.
Went to Phoenix from Buffalo.
Went from Buffalo to Phoenix.
Buffalo to Phoenix, excuse me. That's what year did he get traded again?
2003.
2003.
So you were still playing, Bundy.
So somebody from Phoenix went to Buffalo. Boy, that must have
No, who went from Buffalo
to
Phoenix.
Phoenix, excuse me, yeah.
Yeah. But give us a position, Andrew.
He was a forward.
Forward.
Imagine going from Phoenix to Buffalo.
It worked for Danny.
Worked for Danny, yeah. Weather, not so good.
Yeah. But when you're from Quebec, I guess it doesn't matter.
You get used to it. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. I'm not looking at any of the...
So a forward from Buffalo who also played on Phoenix. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, to tie it all back into this program, he was your teammate here for a year and a half in the late 90s.
For a year now, was it Chris Gratton?
Yes.
I was going to give you. I was going to give you a clue. You know what the clue was? I was going to give you.
I thought of Gratton right away. I didn't want to blurt it out, but I was confused by the timeline of when he went there. So he went from Buffalo. I don't even remember Chris Gratton playing in Phoenix.
Yeah.
But when you said a year and a half, I knew that was.
You know what my clue was going to be? As soon as he said that, I knew what it was. I was going to say to you, Peter Worrell.
Peter Worrell.
Do you remember that whole thing with Chris Gratton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ugly.
So, yeah, the funny thing is, imagine trading Briere for Gratton, and not only that, the 2 draft picks that got swapped, the guy that the Coyotes drafted, they actually traded that pick. They didn't even use it. It turned out to be a nobody. The guy that the Sabres picked with that draft that they got in the Briere trade, Andre Sekera. Like 840 games in the NHL.
Pretty decent player.
Yeah. Played for the Sabres in that 2011 playoff series as well.
Yeah. Huh.
That's a good trivia. I just
never tie into the Flyers.
I'd like to know how long Gratton played in Phoenix for.
So what's 68 plus 78?
So about 144 games?
82 games. 146. I think exactly 82 over the course of 2 seasons.
Really? Yeah.
68? No. 68 plus 10 is 78. Plus another 4 is 82. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Penn State math right there.
82 games over 2 seasons.
They should put you in charge of the recruiting of the coach.
Sure.
What? Yeah. Okay.
That's a good question, though.
Thank you.
That was a good.
Yeah, that was really good.
It was tough, but it was smart.
I think we're gonna unban him. Why did we ban him on Monday? What did he do on Monday that was so egregious we had to take him off the show?
Well, you know what he didn't do today?
What didn't he do today?
You brought it up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is the first time in 3 years of doing the Press Row show, and actually,
and there's a story behind this. By the way,
he pointed this out too. What milestone are we coming up on?
I think the very last game of this homestand. I'll have to double check. I think the very last game of this homestand will be our 100th Press Row show as a 4-man team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for almost 100 straight episodes, intern Andrew.
And you remember the story behind this, don't you?
I do, yeah. I just remembered it.
Yeah.
For almost 100 episodes, intern Andrew has gone over to the press box and brought back a Smart Water, who does not sponsor the Press Row Show. He brings a Smart Water over for everybody. And that was because one time on a pregame...
Yeah, I think it was the first one. I think it was our first or second. It was one of the first.
That was one of the first ones.
One of the first shows we ever did.
Intern Andrew went and got a Smart Water for everybody on the panel. And a guest came on who will remain anonymous. We will keep this person nameless. And this person was like, "Oh, do you have a water for me?" And Andrew goes, "No."
That wasn't the first one. That was last year.
No. You're
no.
thinking of the wrong. You're thinking of the wrong story.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh.
It has to do with Bundy.
Oh, I thought that this was about the one.
Bundy
the
was
indignant that Andrew didn't grab a water for them.
No, Bundy was giving him a hard time playfully that he didn't. As the intern, he wasn't providing us with water. It was like our first or second show.
I don't remember that.
And he was all over you. And I remember having a conversation with you because you thought he was serious. And I had to tell you that he was joking with you.
Are you sure about that?
100%.
I don't remember that.
And then
I
ever
thought I
since
did it
then,
on my own
Bundy,
volition.
you're being slandered. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I don't really know. I'm okay. I can take it.
I don't remember.
It's not slander.
Bundy, I don't think you did it.
It was meant playfully.
I don't remember.
I thought I did it on my own volition. Got you guys waters.
I thought
that was the intern's job.
I think if you remember, if you go back and watch one of those first Press Row shows, it was one of the first ones. Go back and watch it. I'm pretty sure we joked about it too, and he was giving you a hard time on the air.
Maybe.
Again, playfully, but I don't know if you took it right because you didn't know him like you know him now.
What happened there?
Asian kind of thing.
I still don't really know him.
You don't ever have to bring me water, Andrew. I'll always have my own.
No, but I do it just out of habit.
He's a nice guy.
Except for today. I don't know why.
That was the whole point, is that today I realized after we were done pregame that I went to reach for a water that's usually here, and it wasn't here.
It was like, what's the scientist? It's like Pavlov or something. He did the experiment with the dog.
Pavlov's dog.
Yeah. He like rings the bell and then would feed it. Rings the bell, feed it.
Yeah.
It was Russ. Like the game started, he was like, "I'm thirsty." Not there.
Because I heard. Well, because usually when I hear, I turn around and I grab a water. That's the bell.
Sounds? Is that how it sounds?
That exact inflection. It is that, and then I turn around, I grab the water, and then that sets the tone for the game. And I turned around and there was no water. And I'm not saying it's a problem, but it might be a problem.
I almost died of dehydration.
Yeah,
I could have died. Some people in the comments might have been happy.
I'm concerned about Andrew right now, though.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Why?
About Penn State. Penn State, it's bothering me for him.
Thank you.
I mean, it really does seem like every coach has said no to Penn State.
And their brother, yeah. We're in some dire straits right now.
Go get Brian Dable.
Penn State had more interest from coaches after Sandusky than they seem to have right now. Not to make light of that, but I'm serious. There were more. There were more coaches. It feels like at that point who were like, "Yeah."
Look at Mike Butts. Pull him up.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike is coming up.
That's a good question.
I don't know that they will.
That's a good question. So, Russ, what's our episode? What was our episode number today for the actual show?
282.
So,
although that's tricky because there was a time that I don't know if we were counting Snow the Goalie radio. Like, I think that we've probably done over 300 episodes of Snow the Goalie, if I had to guess.
Okay.
But like the official numbered, bull crap that I do, 282.
So 282 plus 100. We're pushing 400 overall episodes.
But if you also include a Press Row show that we used to do over there, we're well over 500 or 600 episodes of this here program.
That's true.
God help us. That's a lot of time to spend together.
It is. Way too much time.
Bundy probably feels like it's been a mistake.
What's that?
For a lot of being part of this.
No.
This nonsense.
You guys are like a family.
It's great.
Do that.
It's great.
All right. I guess we should get back into the hockey talk.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, what we haven't talked about yet, and we should probably take a minute to talk about it because it's going to be a big thing next week. And obviously I'm not here for the next 2 games because I'll be in Florida, although I will check in now that you can hear from distance, right? So I will be.
You're missing the next 2 games.
The next 2, I'll be at the winter meetings in Florida.
So he's going to be doing pregame radio. So it's me and intern, and if I get a guest.
Yeah, there's people who want to come on.
People love coming on. People, there is more interest in people being guests on the Press Row Show than being the head coach of Penn State.
What are the winter meetings?
Starts Sunday. It's Sunday to Wednesday.
Is Dombrowski going to do anything, or is just going to?
Yeah, no, stuff will happen. But what we should talk about, because when I come back, 3 games from now, it's going to be all anybody's talking about. Carter Hart made his debut for the Vegas Golden Knights last night.
Oh yeah.
Won a game 4-3, 27 saves on 30 shots. Yes, he looked okay, although he gave up a goal in the first minute of the game or minute and a half of the game.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a big thing. Do you think Vegas plays him when they come here?
No.
I'm guessing no.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, here's the thing.
Carchidi didn't think so either.
Here's the thing. If they don't play him, he's available to the media before the game. So
maybe he'll have a hangnail.
So you have a
stay
circus in their locker room. If he does play, you have a circus during the game, but he doesn't talk before the game. And then afterwards, it's just a scrum in the locker room. It's like 2 minutes, and you're out. So what's better if you're the Vegas Golden Knights?
He's going to get a warm welcome here.
You think so?
There's going to be a contingent of fans that are going to boo him, and I would almost guarantee you that it's going to be 50-50, maybe 60-40 favorable.
Will they be as?
Then again, I don't know.
Will they be as favorable with the knowledge it's been coming out now that the Flyers were interested in, and we talked about it before, so this isn't like something new, but it's really come out all over the country now that the Flyers were interested in signing him back, and he didn't want to come back. So does that make the fans look at him differently?
No, because
I don't know.
No. I was not. Listen, Flyers Twitter's insane. Flyers Facebook is like even. You have to have a lobotomy. I saw somebody post on one of the bigger Flyers groups today. Oh, Flyers are so stupid. They have to resign Carter Hart. Jim is screwed. They're cursed.
That was going to be my Ant versus Flyers Twitter.
I mean, it's just like so dumb. I don't care. I think that right now, if you polled the people who live on Flyers Facebook, they probably won't even if you showed that to them that he didn't want to be here. Yeah, well, of course, because the Flyers they didn't go out of their way to support him. That's who cares?
Yeah.
Should we care? Should anybody care?
I care the puck's dropping.
All right. We'll be back post-game here on the Press Row Show. the number one rated pregame intermission postgame show, the side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Morocco. And I'll tell you what, tonight, the Flyers Moroccoed the Sockos off of the Buffalo Sabres. A 5-2 win. Bundy, it wasn't a pretty game for large stretches. It had some fisticuffs. There were some fireworks. We saw a game misconduct. We saw Trevor Zegras go into the boards in a scary way. We also saw Cam York leave this game. Anthony, our intrepid reporter, is in the bowels of the Xfinity Mobile Arena at this very moment trying to get the latest on young Cam York. But Bundy, on the whole, a 5-2 win. They stopped the bleeding, as Jim Jackson said over on Snow the Goalie Radio earlier this evening. They were 7-1-2 following losses this year. They avoid back-to-back losses.
Yeah, you didn't want to lose this one because you got Colorado on deck Sunday. Yeah. And that's going to be a tough game. They're a tough game for everybody. Doesn't mean you're not going to win it, but you don't want to put yourself behind the 8 ball, lose 2 in a row. I don't understand. Buffalo was okay for parts of that game.
Yeah.
But they actually, when you watch their team, they don't do what the Flyers try to do nightly. That's get people to the front of the net in the middle traffic area. They just don't do that enough. And I thought it was kind of an easy game to play tonight for the Flyers at times. Buffalo played a lot of perimeter. They had a lot of puck perimeter work. But they didn't really turn a lot of that into like nasty traffic area stuff until the end. There was a couple scrums in front, but for the bulk of the game, it didn't happen, and the Flyers did a good job. Special teams was better tonight for the Flyers. Their power play, I think, was 2 for 5.
Yeah, we're gonna bring. Here, let me see if I could do this in a somewhat decent way. There you go. Well, I cut your face off.
It was 2 for 5. You're right.
2 for 5, and the penalty killing was they gave up 1 goal. I know that at least
1 for 6.
1 for 6,
or 5 for 6, I guess, for the kill.
That's good.
Yeah, not bad.
Good. Yeah, much better than the other night, where special teams really let them down against Pittsburgh. That was the defining factor in that hockey game, was special teams. And Urson played very well too tonight. I got to give him credit where credit's due. He made some great stops.
He was significantly better tonight than we've seen in other games. Now there was it 1 goal or 2 goals were taken off the board on challenges? Were there 2? There was 1 that was definitely taken off the board.
Well, the Buffalo goal was taken off. The third one that was offside.
Yeah. Why do I feel like there wasn't?
Well, they challenged for interference in the first period, but it stood. Is that what you're thinking?
That might have been what it was.
Right.
I have to say also, the ref on that offside call when it went to replay, when he got very animated. It was a very dramatic call. After reviewing the play has been ruled offside. And it felt like a pro wrestling promo, didn't it? I thought it was funny. It was very interesting. Anyway, I think that this game, Bundy, there were certainly moments where it got hot, it got heated. There was a moment in this game where Hathaway was jawing with I forget who, and then Delorier came over and just like cross-checked a dude, took a stupid penalty at a time that it didn't need to happen. It felt like there were times in this game where the Flyers had momentum and it felt like they were going to give it away, and then they would get it back. The Dahlin thing, to me, I think, is what really killed Buffalo's chance of being able to get back in. As we noted during one of the intermissions, he's best player on the ice, period, for either team.
Yeah. He's almost every night he plays. He's just on such a bad team in Buffalo. It's unbelievable. But
it's going to be hard for them to win a game, period, if he's not on the ice. So
if he's not on the ice, it definitely diminishes their chances of winning.
Yeah. But it was a good night if you had some stock of a few certain guys on this team. Trevor Zegras is now, he was anyway coming into the game, but 26 points in 26 games. He is still on that point.
He had a point tonight,
that point per game pace. We saw a goal early from Bobby Brink. We saw a goal early from Travis Konechny. On the whole tonight, pretty decent game. Colorado off in the distance on Sunday. That is going to be a very different kind of game. That is a totally different level of team. They are an absolute juggernaut and a steamrolling machine.
They played maybe their worst game of the year last night against Vancouver, and they won 3-1. They were god awful last night. I watched part of the game last night, and it was easily one of their worst games of the year, and they ended up still just pulling out a 3-1 win like it was nothing.
Are they the best team in hockey?
Yes. And if they keep on this pace, they're going to go down as one of the greatest teams ever. If they can keep this pace up, I don't know if they will, but I remember Boston a couple of years ago, right? 2 or 3 years ago, they had the best record, one of the best records ever in the NHL.
Yeah. Just looking real quick. Colorado so far this year, 19-1-6.
See
you, Mike. 19-1-6. A plus 50 goal differential.
Yes, that's
plus 50.
Plus 50. That's
not
a year.
1-5, 5-0.
Yeah.
They've scored 106 goals. They've only allowed 56 on the season.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. The next, do you want to guess what the next closest is? Goal differential? There are two teams.
I couldn't imagine.
There are two teams tied, one in the East, one in the West. I'll give you a clue. One is from the Central Division, from the same division.
Dallas?
Yeah.
Is plus 21. There's one Eastern Conference team that is also a plus 21. They are a Metropolitan Division team.
I would guess Carolina.
No.
Washington?
Yeah. Plus 21. Yeah. But think about that disparity. You're talking more than twice the goal. That's insane. So that's going to be a tough one. You don't want to say it's a schedule loss, right?
No, no. Anything can happen.
Literally any given Sunday, right? But that is a tough matchup. Let's talk about some of the positives tonight, though, Bundy. So Sam Ersson had a nice rebound game. That's got to be good for his confidence. It's good for the team. Obviously, the rebounding from Monday night's loss, this didn't look like a team that was down on itself, that felt down on its luck after what happened on Monday. So that's another good sign, too.
Great sign to rebound the way they have, and they've done it all year long. They've done a great job of just manufacturing the kind of game you want to play after a loss, and they've done that. And I always say the standard saying is when you're on a good team, never 2 in a row. You never want to lose 2 in a row, and that's what the Flyers have taken up that mantle, and they've done a really great job of coming back after a loss and playing well.
How much of the bounce back ability of a team do you say falls on the players? How much of it falls on the coaching staff? I mean, I would guess that there's probably a bit of both, but like, what do you attribute that more to?
The game tonight?
Just the idea
style of coming back
of
and
team
playing
being
well.
able to like bounce back like they have. So that's now 8-1-2.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
A
little bit of everything. A little bit of good coaching, giving them a good game plan, and then the players having that identity to say we need to be better. We have to be better. We can't let this snowball into something. Yep. So I think it's kind of a conscious group effort that they really pull together for that next game after a loss. As for Bernie's number 1 behind the net, I don't know what happened if they took it out.
It's gone. Yeah,
it's gone. So they must have just kind of. Ended everything with the ceremony they had a couple weeks ago.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and then kind of go from there.
I think those kind of things are really nice, and they're obviously touching and all that. I don't know. I feel like there's never the right time, but probably after the celebration of life that they had in the arena is an okay time. If they wanted to do it the whole season, I don't think anybody would fault them for it. I mean, he's an absolute icon in this organization's history and for the game as a whole. So.
We do have to wish Lou Nolan a happy 80th birthday.
Holy smokes.
We didn't say it. Lou Nolan has been here for 54 years as a public address announcer for the Philadelphia Flyers. That's remarkable. He's been here since your inception in 67, 68, and he is still going strong at 80. So happy birthday, Lou. We love you, buddy, and enjoy your night tonight. And he actually gave up his 80th birthday dinner for whatever it was to come and call the Flyers game once again.
What would your so when you get to 80, which is a very far away, you're like what?
I'm not that.
You're like 30.
It's like around the corner,
you're like
though.
39.
Yeah,
you're 39.
I'll be 54 next week.
Do you no?
Yeah, I'll be 54 December 14th.
Is there a game on December 14th? I think there might.
No,
be.
There's not.
No?
The Eagles play the Raiders.
There is a game around.
There is
a
game.
Though.
Is there a game that day?
I think there is.
You just told me no.
I think there is.
No, I'm pretty sure the 14th there is a game. So Bundy is
but
Bundy.
It's a
oh no. Yes, sir. No. Oh, but they're in
Carolina.
But the day before they're home against Carolina, which means we have to get the organization to do a cake for Bundy, and I need that Russian lady to come back. Do you remember the Russian lady?
Yes, I do.
The Flyers are at Carolina that day.
Yeah, and the night before.
The problem is there's a conflict, so I won't be doing the game. There's a conflict against the Sixers.
No. But that's an at Carolina.
Yeah.
But
I would still do radio if I was. Yeah. So I'm.
So you have the day off.
I have the day off.
Good for you. Happy birthday to you.
They play
but the 13th, the day before, we are here for a game.
They actually
against
play
Carolina.
They play Carolina
it's a
at 7 p.m. and then the next night at 5 o'clock down in Carolina.
It's a home and home.
Wow.
So anyway, we have to get a cake and have that Russian lady come back. They want 8 slice of cake.
Yeah, she did, didn't she?
You want how many slices? 8 slice of cake. For whom?
That was kind of crazy.
For who? For what? 8 slice of cake. The Russian army. We are going to Stalingrad. We need cake for the long journey. We are breaking Ivan Fedotov out. We will go get Matvey Mishkov early. All right. Intern,
Yes.
anything you want to bring to the table here before we head out for the night?
I don't think so. I mean, you got the score right.
Did I say I did say 5-2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Said 5-2 Buffalo?
It was I had it the wrong way.
Team wrong, though.
But I did get the score. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Someone's going to have to explain to me how Buffalo was a favorite in this game tonight. It makes absolutely no sense at all.
I think it was just a combo of Forster being out and Ersson not being sensational this year. I don't know.
Crazy. Just
Other
crazy.
than that, I don't really know.
Should have bet it.
Yeah.
Would have been easy money.
I'm actually going to do an update here really quick on the standings. So I am the only one who did not pick up a point tonight, which means Ant has now moved ahead of me by a point. Bundy has gained a point in turn. All right, so as of, what are we, 26 games? No. Is that 25 games into the season? Where are we at now? Is it 25? 26. 26 games. Intern Andrew has 19 points. Ant has 18 points. I have 17. Bundy has 15. It is still anybody's game in the predictions contest. I did see Allison sent over an update for the viewers, for everybody who's participating in the predictions contest. So we'll give you guys out there in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast land. 126 people are on the spreadsheet that she's maintaining for us for the predictions. Brad 17777 is in first place with 18 points.
Wow.
Madeline, her daughter, is in second with 16 points. Mike Butts, former winner of the predictions contest, is in third with 15 points. So, I mean, it's close. And even if you compare heads up, right? Intern is in the lead overall with 19. But the fact that we have somebody who's 18 points tied with Ant for number 2, I mean, that's pretty good. Well, I think that what that means is we have a very intelligent audience out there.
Yes, we do.
Some would argue the most intelligent audience of any press row show anywhere you can find. This side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Morocco. Now, we do not have an update on Cam York. Anthony has not sent over a text, nor has he joined the stream from the bowels of the Xfinity Mobile Arena. I don't know what
the
to
only
make of
thing that was
yet.
odd was it said defenseman Cam York will not return. It didn't say upper body or lower body. It just said Cam York will not return to the game tonight.
Could it be precautionary?
I don't know.
If they don't give you like an upper or lower anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what that would have been. It's usually, they say Cam York upper body will not return tonight, but they just said Cam York defenseman will not return tonight.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, the Flyers cannot have another serious injury of any kind now. With Forster out, you don't want to have the blue line lose a guy. I guess the only positive, maybe if you were trying to spin the positive, is that Ant says Risto is about 2 weeks away. So you will be getting some kind of reinforcements there on the blue line. Question for you. Nikita Gurbankin played tonight.
Played well. Did some things I liked, some things he's still learning. You can still try to kind of see him on the ice, trying to figure stuff out. But I love when he has the puck on the boards. He hangs on to it. He battles hard for it, for possession. He brings some energy. Yeah, he played well tonight.
That has to be a good sign. But I mean, that has to feel good for him. That has to be a positive if you're Tocchet, right? Like the way that they've been kind of having him in and out of the lineup, trying to coach him on a few things, and he gets a nice opportunity, has a good game. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. I know a lot of people wanted to see Alex Bump. Some people were talking about Denver Barkey. Would he get the call up?
I think that's just a kid you leave down there for the year and let him do his thing.
Barkey.
Don't. I mean,
Bump maybe is a different.
Bump played the 4 years of college where he's played the NCAA. There's a higher level of guys to come up to. Barkey to me is just, I know he's really killing it down there, but I think you just leave him there for the year, let him do his thing, let him get acclimated to the pro hockey, and then make a decision after the season as to what his training camp will look like next year.
I tend to think you're right there, but we will see. We'll be back on Sunday. Here we go. Ant with an update from the locker room says apparently York got hurt in the scrum. Not sure what the injury is yet. So was that the scrum around the Zegras hit? I'm assuming then is when
was he out that long? Because I think that happened in the second period.
It must have been that long.
What was
I don't know. I don't know which other scrum there would have been. There was kind of a scrum when Delorier cross-checked a dude. That must have been that long ago. Yeah. So
okay, yeah, that makes sense. York time on ice only 10 minutes and 37 seconds.
Yeah, so that's not ideal at all. All right, we will be back on Sunday.
Is that an afternoon game? Is that a 1 o'clock?
Sunday at 1.
A 1 o'clock start.
Don't have to worry about missing the Eagles there Monday night.
Great. We have to stay up extra late to hope and pray that Kevin Petullo pulls his head out of his keister. That's awesome. I love that. We'll be back on Sunday. If you've missed it, we did an episode of Snow the Goalie Radio over at Chickies and Pete's in South Philly earlier this evening. We had Jim Jackson on, the voice of the Flyers. He was here pregame on the Press Row Show. If you also missed that, Sam Carchidi was on here.
Yeah.
Promoting his book, Bullies, which you can get on Amazon and at a bunch of bookstores, and he's doing a bunch of signings, so I'd encourage you to go back, check that out. Apparently, they're talking about turning it into a TV show, like a scripted show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Carchidi.
That could work, yeah.
Carchidi.
Like, make it like a slap shot type of thing.
Well,
that was the era.
It was the Showtime the Showtime show, the
Lakers?
like the Lakers Showtime
Yeah.
thing. He kind of compared to that a little bit. Apparently, the league asked Carchidi and his co-author, who I guess has the experience in LA, are you going to like skew this thing negative? Like the Showtime thing, I guess was taken on HBO, and they're like, no, not like that. Anyway, there's a really, really insightful thing with Sam Carchidi. You can go check that out from pregame. But anyway, we'll be back on Sunday. A big thank you to everybody who joined us. Don't forget, you can always find this show on YouTube, Facebook, and X. You can find it in the podcast feed as well on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, and wherever you get your podcasts. Bundy, anything else you want to say before we go?
Nope. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight.
All right. Intern Andrew?
I'm good.
Thanks as always. All right. We'll talk to each and every one of you very soon here on the Press Row Show. Have a great night, everybody.